Hello, hello. Glad to get with you. Yep, it's a great day. I'm going to start off by sharing a few things. We're still in the Build Back Better series, and I always try to get the food stuff out of the way so I don't forget it and tell you about the music. So the soundtrack is uh, Yoga is Union, and it's a 2011. That's the album by Tom Coletti, Colletti. So it's a beautiful soundtrack. Um, the name of the song is Pranayama, Pranayama, but it's beautiful and beautiful instruments in the background, and I love it. So on the food end, I will share to you that I drink milk trying to get the protein because I'm pretty much a vegetarian. And yeah, I just have a little bit of fish, but mostly it's not no meat or anything. It's just occasionally once a week I have a small piece of cod or salmon. And so I'm just showing the milks because protein is really important, and I got to make sure I get it. Now my family uses the I noticed they use the lactose-free milk. And basically the big thing from this is getting the calcium and getting the protein. This gives you, in one glass of this, you get about 8 grams of protein, and which is like 17% of what you need in a day. Well, you need in a day about 30, I think is the number, but that's in 1 cup of this. So I don't choose to do the dairy from the cow. I choose to do the plant-based milk, and I do the unsweetened soy milk. And this gives you a little more protein. It gives you 12 grams of protein, which is 24% in 1 cup of what the protein that a person needs in a day. And I'm always calculating, trying to make sure I check the boxes. Do I get enough protein? Let's look at what I eat. Let's line it up. Let's look at the milk I drink, the waffle I eat, the brown rice pasta or the rice or the tofu, the beans, whatever. Line them up and look at the amount of protein in each one in the amount that you eat and add it up and see if it fulfills what a person your age needs. Because you can Google how much protein does a person need that's a particular age, and they'll tell you. If you're a senior, they'll tell you need 30 grams. If you're a man or a woman, they'll tell you how many you need, and you can actually add it up and see if you're falling short. Are you way over? Where are you? And you can do the same with iron, because we need iron for our blood and we need calcium for our bones. So why not take a look at what we eat and see if it meets the requirements? And then if we can't, we can do the vitamin thing. I don't choose to do the vitamins, and I don't really have to, other than I showed you way back that I do the blackstrap molasses a couple tablespoons every day to boost up my iron because I need that energy. And so I'm a little over in iron, but not a problem. So I'm just telling you that's my way of checking to make sure I'm on point with the main areas and not too high in saturated fat, because you can look at on the back of nutrition how much saturated fat is in it. If it's got 50% fat, and I mean, what else is in it that I need? Because I don't need that much fat, because I got more things I got to eat, and they all got fat in them. And fat is good, but not over the amount. So that's how I do that. And I'm just sharing. Today, it's the milk. So I told you a little bit, and you can always comment back if you have questions, because I've been doing this stuff for a long time. And I tell you, it's working for me. So that's it. So I told you about the music, and I also showed you, about the drink. Okay. So I'm going to do the message. Build Back Better is what we're doing. And this particular series is called Nurture Our Spirits. And see, to do God's work, to help others and bring others to know God and Christ. So in order to do that, to get other people, because a lot of people I meet, they don't know nothing. They don't believe in nothing. They're miserable. They don't pray. They only rely on themselves, and they are falling short, and they're just in a horrible state. I meet so many people like that believe in nothing. And so it's our duty to try to bring people closer so people won't follow after some insane, maybe somebody could be running for a president or something that might be something that would say something that they would think was good, and then they need something to follow, so they just follow it. Or some governor, or who knows, somebody could say something that's not even worthwhile, and it's not life living and filled with love. It might be filled with hate, and they follow that because they need something to follow. They have nothing. They don't believe in anything. So I'm talking about us making more people believe there is something. So we have to nurture our spirits So we have that ability to help other people. Now, one of the things that can help is fasting. And when I really look at the list of what we should eat for fasting, it's how I live. I said, oh my God, fasting is eating whole grains, eating yogurt and light cheeses. It's eating lots of vegetables and nuts and drinking lots of water. That's fasting when you have those kind of things. So that's already how I eat. That just happens to be. But everybody might not be doing that. So during a time when you're trying to get your spirit nurtured and uplifted, the diet that I've been talking to you about, that I live, this is my lifestyle. It's not a diet, it's just how I live. And it has helped me grow in my ministry and reach out to talk to you and share, so that's that. So that's one of the ways to nurture our spirit, the diet. And the idea of nurturing the spirit, remember, it's for helping others and bringing them close to the Lord. Okay, another way is Holy Communion. Now, Holy Communion, I participate in that. It's symbolic. I participate when I go to services, and it's symbolic of what Jesus did for us. He died for us, and so the bread is his body, and his blood was shed for us so we would be pure and clean. And it's the only religion that does it and has a place for you to put your sin. And we've talked about that, because otherwise you carry your sin around feeling less. So you have him taken away that, forgiving for all we've done, and we have a fresh slate. So we do the communion to remember that over and over, that symbolism of what he did for us. And I do it at services, but I did last week. I couldn't go, and because I was out walking around in the cold with no coat because I didn't have a car. And I did a cracker and I did some juice. And I didn't read the scripture. I think the exact scripture that he read to the apostles was from Corinthians. I actually just said the Lord's Prayer and took the communion myself. And I only did that once. But I'm saying that you can do that if you're a believer. You can make your own holy supper of the bread and the blood and use anything. You could use a little piece of bread, and some juice. So those are two things we've mentioned so far to get your spirit better, to nurture, feed your spirit, because you got it if you believe, but it has to be fed. So nurture it through fasting, eating like I was telling you, also through going to Holy Communion or having it yourself, preferably go out and do it in a group because there's strength in numbers. And then another thing that's really, really good to nurture your spirit, these are actual ways that you nurture your spirit. I'm not making them up. And then there's doing acts of mercy, which is feeding the hungry, giving shelter to someone that needs help, and giving someone a drink that's thirsty, and calling or visiting the sick people, and donating clothing to the poor. Now, I know my everyday story is I have a cooler on my porch, and there's a whole story that I told a year back about that cooler, how a homeless person came here and needed the cooler. And I gave them, my cooler was little and theirs was big, and they didn't have anything to carry their food in. And so I gave them my little cooler they could put on their bike. I didn't notice, man. And he gave me a big cooler. And as a result, I had more space to house water and little treats for people that are passersby that need a lift. The postman, the paper man, the delivery person, whoever, you don't know who it is. God brings what he brings. But at least you are providing a little bit of love and kindness to a passerby. So that's my everyday story about, it's called doing an act of mercy, because you can do all these things that I mentioned. You don't have to do what I'm doing. That's just what I'm doing. And I try to do everything else too because of this diet and I'm doing so many things that I'm overflowing with a nurtured spirit, but I still have a long way to go. Because you feel it. I'm very imperfect and I do my sinning and, I think horrible things about people. So I'm not like so special. I'm just trying to tell you how to get closer to being that special person that God put us here to be. And we're all on that journey. So these things that I just shared with you, they will actually till the soil of your spirit, right? They till the soil of your spirit to get things moving. And the more we get our spirit tilled with the healthy eating, acts of mercy, Holy Communion, all these things that I mentioned, the more we do that, the stronger our spirits become and the more capable we come to do God's work, which is to help others, to love him and to love others as ourselves. So keep talking to God and keep telling him, say, God, see me. I want to do your works. Lord, please see me. See me. I want to do your works. I need you. We need you in our lives. Please, God, use us. Use us, God. Please, Lord, use us. Hey, this is the Sunday morning message on Thursday. Eat your whole grains, eat healthy, do whatever you could do to be on the right side of this for long life. And thank God for the possibilities. We love you. Alrighty, talk to you soon. Bye bye.